Chelsea survive the next 5 games? That's the question. Because on this screen right now, you're seeing Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, United away, Arsenal at home. This is going to be techie. This is going to be a test of the management, players, the board recruitment, everything. There's no hiding. There's no hiding. Let's start at Liverpool away. Liverpool away is going to be tough. And the thing is, I think we can get a result. But at the same time, would I be surprised if we lost 1-0? No, I wouldn't be. And the same thing with the rest of the teams. Like, for example, even if we got a point at Liverpool, it's very conceivable for Chelsea, for example, to draw at home to Newcastle. That could definitely happen. And that's the kind of club we've been in the last 3-4 years. We haven't really put a run together against big teams and the minnows. It's usually been you beat 1 or 2, then you go back to mediocrity and vice versa. So can this be the first time we can go to Liverpool, get a result, and then go to Newcastle and also get a result at home? We don't know that yet, and because we haven't been tested. We have not been tested, and my problem is I don't want it to be a mad experiment on Sunday. I don't want him to play, I don't know, Gusto at left back and Dasasi comes back into centre back and all that rubbish. I've seen that way too many times as a Chelsea fan. How about, Maresca, listen to me please. You just do what's necessary. What's the best thing? Put the right backs in right back, put a left wing and left winger, and let's keep it moving. None of this he say, you know, I'm going to play you right wing today because I'm feeling lucky, like Pochettino should do. Just keep it nice and simple. The problem is that Liverpool are going to be on their game. And if our defence isn't 100%, we're going to get exposed, even if we play well. And the thing is, I've heard people say, well, what if you play well but lose? No, I'm not the kind of fan. I want to win the game. That's the very, very important thing for me, winning the game. Everything other than that, cool, it is what it is. But if you win the game or get points from the game, that's the most important thing. It's not about if you play well and lose. No, I'd rather play badly and get a point. Relatively speaking, of course, within context. So for me, Liverpool away is going to be tough, but I think we can bear it. I think we can deal with the pressures of that game. Newcastle is going to be extremely tough right after the Liverpool game. And you know what? Boy, I'm not optimistic about that game. I'm not. I'll tell you why. Because I've never seen my team in the last 3-4 years, like I said before, go back to back in big games. So even if we've got a draw at Liverpool, like I said, I can't see us beating Newcastle. Now, if we did that, that would completely change the tide of people's opinions of the club, on my opinions of my football club. But I just can't see that happening. Generally speaking, I can't see that happening. And that's the problem I have. I can't see my club, even under this good reign of form, even though we've been playing, going, you know, draw here, win here, draw here, win here. We're going to speak about the last few games as well. But just Newcastle in particular, the way they're set up, the way it'll be at home, where we've only won, I think, 1 game this season at home in the league, which is Brighton, that freak game. The other 2 games, Palace and Nottingham Forest, we drew miserably, by the way, very miserably. So for me, how am I going to see my team go for Liverpool away and then actually go to, Newcastle at home and Europe in between? But luckily, we've got a good squad, a big enough squad to deal with it. But at the same time, I'm still not confident. So I'm not going to lie, if I'm predicting points out of those 2 games, I'm going to be very, very, very honest here and say if I get 4 points, that is an absolutely fantastic return. If we get 2 points, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be annoyed. If we get 1 point, I'd be annoyed. Because that means a loss to either Newcastle or Liverpool. And I don't want to lose both. Or lose one. I need to at least, minimum, come out in that game with draws. Now we've got the dreaded Man United away. And we have a terrible record there. I think the last 7 times we lost, drew. Even on the Tuchel we lost there. For some reason, when we go to Old Trafford, it just seems to go wrong. Things just seem to go wrong, and it's very, very jarring. We could have great teams, they could be bummy, and we still end up being crap. So for me, again, the way they're playing, if we don't capitalise on their team, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? We need to go there and show something. Win the game. Again, it all depends on these last 2 results. If we do well against Liverpool and Newcastle, there'll be expectation on that game. They'll be kind of like, you have to, you must. But again, if you have poor performances, there's more pressure to go there and win. Because we've seen teams like Spurs, who are lower than us, who I think they've got a worse squad than us. We've seen teams like Arsenal and all these teams in the last year or so go there and get wins. And we didn't. We lost 4-0 in the first half, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I need to see a competent performance, get a win. And again, if it's saying the 3 games, a draw against Liverpool, a win against Newcastle, and a win against Man United, that's fantastic. What's that? 7 points out of 9? I'll be very, very happy with that. But again, can I see my team really do that? I don't know. Seeing is believing. Heard that before? Seeing is believing. Sometimes in life, you gotta see things to actually believe it. Else, it's all words, it's all narrative, it's all if, but, and maybe. Sometimes I need the absolutes. I need to see it first. Shout out James Redmond, by the way. Shout out James Redmond. I need to see us actually go there and do a thing, rather than it be like, oh, maybe, you know, we can get to, you know. I need to see, and I think this is why these games in general are very, very exciting for Chelsea fans. Last but not least, we got the Arsenal at home, where again, we haven't beaten them since like 2018, bro. Since 2018, we've been beating them at home. You know how embarrassing that is? I think they beat us before last year at home. I think they beat us 3 times in our gaff. 3 times. That's just not good enough for a Big 6 team. So again, just like the last 3 games, you got to right our wrongs. You got to prove people wrong and prove the Chelsea fans right in believing in the team. Prove the Chelsea fans right in believing in the hype and the management and the recruitment. These are the kind of games that has been 3 years of the process. We need to see something. You know what I'm saying? We need to see something. It's not good enough just like bypassing and just whatever. We need to see a convincing performance against Arsenal. Now, I'm at home, so I'll be expected to win, but at the same time, Arsenal are a very, very good team. So for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm joking. I want to go for a win. I don't want to draw. I want to go for a win. We're at home. We're Chelsea, especially, again, the domino effect of the last 3 games. If we do well in those big games, they'll hype us up into this game. So that's the thing I forgot to mention before. If we do well in those games, even one after each other, so you do well against Liverpool, momentum into Newcastle. You do well, you beat Newcastle now, momentum into United, and then momentum into Arsenal. And then those big games, you now look back in hindsight, you know what? We had hype, we had momentum, we had a good spirit in the team. We actually got good runs in there. But the problem is, if you lose one, what's the effect? How are they going to bounce back? So Arsenal's no different. You're at home. I want to go for a win. I don't want to sit back. But, oh, they're the better team than me. Let me sit back. No. I want to go for it. I'm not going to lie to you. I think of all the games, I'm most nervous for that one. Because if you lose at home and this kind of, the way the hype is, it's embarrassing. For me, those are the 4 games. If I could get out of 16 points, 8, I'll be gassed. So what's that? 2 wins and 2 draws? That is fantastic. Now, if I get a loss to Liverpool, so be it. Maybe I get 7 points, but I want to look for the 7 to 8 range. I don't want to be going 4 points, whereas, 2 losses as winning and draw? No. I don't want 3 points, 1 win, 3 losses. I need to see at least 2 wins in there and at least 2 draws. And if we get 1 loss out of the draw, I'll deal with it. But you know what? That's it for me. Comment below what you think. Do you agree with how you think my assessment of the games is going to go? What do you think about these games? Do you think it's as tough as people make out, or do you think it's overrated? What do you think? But for me, it's going to be tough. But leave a comment, subscribe. We're on 300 followers ASAP, by the way, man. Them and love.